Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and SuperCoach Pro. Today's video we are doing a round 10 AFL SuperCoach review. Big score this week, as you can see, scored 2,510, top 1% for the round. And we moved back into season rank of 4,538. I feel like I've been in this exact number before. Anyway, totally irrelevant. 16 trades left. Team value looking pretty damn good. I think we're going to make a move in the buys. Pretty keen for this one. Finally, a review that I'm excited for, because I actually did well. Now, we'll start off in the back line here. You're probably thinking, where's Bailey Dale? I had a big think about this, and I was thinking, I need to bring in Cleary. You can already see my pre-made trades in a second. And I need to bring in Track. I don't want any more Bulldogs because I want Bonts going forward and Basilenka down forward and potentially Tim English. So I was all dogged out. And then I went, you know what? Dawson. Dawson's fixture is looking good. We'll bring him in, get rid of Luke Ryan, and Luke Ryan scores 102. And I'm thinking, well, I'm glad Dawson scored 130 because at least that's a 28 differential. And I hate watching Ryan's live scores, thinking, what is he doing? If Ryan keeps scoring well, I don't even care because I think Dawson outscores him every day of the week. Anyway, so I do apologise because I did say I was going Dale and just couldn't help myself. And I've been wanting Dawson for the last 3 weeks if you've been watching my videos anyway. And it was based on fixture. I didn't think he'd go nuts. So anyway, 122 for Sis. His wild score, I believe, was about 84. And didn't start with him. Brought him in round 4, round 5. Solid pick, safe as houses. Even a sneaky VC option at times too. And yeah, loving the back line and how it's looking. Hewitt, 120 there. What can you say? Is outscoring Cripps the last couple of weeks. Playing a really good game. And yeah, Jack Crisp, same sort of thing. 107 in the wet. You'll take that every day of the week. I might just undo my changes real quick. I have given a little bit of a preview to what I'm doing. Dacos Martin for Cleary and Petrarca. Bit of a backwards video, but whatever. Yeah, Dawson on debut, 130. I think it's his second highest score this year, so pretty happy with that for sure. 110 for Jaden Short there. Played a bit of midfield, a bit of halfback, all the rest of it. He probably gets DPP, you'd think. It doesn't really matter. I mean, is what it is. I don't really got a defensive midfielder anyway that I can swing around for it. And Dacos 65 kind of sucks. He was on like 20 points at half time, had a 45-point half, and yeah, you take that. You always 20 points is what it is. Rookie or I didn't win. So I actually VC'd Clary. It made sense. I mean, he was playing North Melbourne. No offense to North Melbourne, but their midfielders are great. And tout him. You know, that was the best score that I have on my side, and it paid off in dividends. That's why I think I mainly moved up in the rankings, to be honest. Neil was on 80 at half time. Gets tagged by William Shield and just disappears. So he's really taggable sort of player. He has been throughout his career. And yeah, McRae, same sort of deal. Not so much tag, just goes missing. I don't know what it is about McRae this year. Doesn't feel as consistent as what he was last year, although he's still averaging 122. Don't ask why I think that. And yeah, speaking of disappointments, Miller 59, Cripps 78. Miller didn't get a lot of the ball, used it pretty badly, and Cripps just, I don't know what's going on there. Most of the competition have him, so I'm not too concerned. Will Brodie, when are we going to start giving him credibility? I can't speak English, did VCAL. And make him a VC one day. Wouldn't that be funny? 102 to green, looking like a bad M8, in all honesty. Thanks to a Facebook group that I'm in. I won't mention it because I actually do give pretty good advice, but I got hot on this pick because they were hyping him up when he had those 140s in the first 4 weeks, and I jumped on the train, and it hasn't looked great since. So I think I cursed that pick. Took Robbie McCombs 78 there instead of playing DeGoey, because you're probably thinking, how come he's 5 minutes in and hasn't explained why he benched DeGoey? Because he's an idiot. That would be right. I should have had him on field for Mart, but I thought Mart would do well against Richmond. and so on. Clark and Carroll don't look very fieldable as an M8, so don't do it. I'd upgrade in your midfield if you are playing one of those guys there, because you're definitely leaking points, as I am. And Darcy was why I picked him last week. I knew he'd do bad against Wits, so I was willing to cop an 80, but not a 50. Bounce back this week, scores 134. He's better VC option than a Gorn, so I think I prefer the high ceiling and the low floor over a Gorn that's just going to do 80s until he's feeling better. And yeah, he's got Jackson there, whereas Darcy doesn't really have Meek too often, and when he does have Meek, it's when Darcy's actually a little bit injured. Bruce didn't play, so he was my captain, giving the double to Clary, whatever that equals. Like, I'm not even going to do math right now. I did an 8-hour shift, which isn't a lot of hours, but just, I can't be bothered. 72 Hayes replacement. That's what you like about a rookie. Score over 70 for a rookie, you take. Dunkley, Parker, and Heaney, pretty solid forward line, to be honest. Dunkley does score 70, 80s, and then backs up with a 116 the week after. So consistency is all that matters. You don't mind sending these primos that have, a ceiling that's a good, what do you call it? A bad floor, is what I'm trying to say. 112 for Parker, good pickup. Didn't pick him up for 478 or whatever it was, 476. Picked him up for 512 around that mark. Has played ever since, pretty good, apart from the 89 when he hurt his ankle 3 weeks ago. And Heaney 94, yeah, look, he plays Richmond this week. Could be even in a sneaky VC. Butters 118. I don't think you should have actually traded him. I know he's turned up the last 2 weeks. People went sideways from him to Cameron, understandable. But I kind of like Butters and Cogs as your end of the year luxury M9, F7 if you have to play them. It saves you trade by having players with DPP that you can actually chuck up there and get, some decent fallen primos like your Tom Mitchells, your Zach Merritts. Brayshaw will be cheap. I'd rather have a really good primos and then some really nice flexible DPP coverage during a 1 week, 2 week injury instead of wasting a trade back in the season. And, you probably end up having 6 to 8 trades. So your depth on your bench really matters more than what you think, in all honesty. In Cogs, he played West Coast, so why you got rid of him against West Coast is pretty stupid, but that's Supercoach, to be honest. If a player has a high break even, but you're going to keep him, why would you trade him? Unless you grab and Dunkley for him, I don't really see a point. And Martin, didn't see that coming. I thought he'd actually play better against Richmond. Barely saw him. I was at the game. Parrish killed us. Like, if that was Bont, Parrish would have scored 180. I don't understand how Parrish only scored about a 128 or something like that. And Degoe lost 4 points on this because I wanted to play it safe and not feel to go in the wet. Didn't think he'd use it that well. Had a really good first quarter and then didn't do a lot after that. And Roses, glad I held on to him for another week because he's reset his break even to 13 or something like that. I could click on it, but too lazy right now. As you saw my trades before, I'm probably going to go and just play the break even game with my rookies now. So Dacos to Cleary, and then obviously I'll get Petrarca in the midfield or somebody like that. I'll work that out later. But we'll be looking like that's how we roll into it. I could go get Bonds and someone like that, or Basalenka, and make him a sneaky F6 after the round 12 DPP status has changed. But I've really got to look at, my buys. And to do this, you probably want to be paying for Supercoach Gold right now instead of writing down who's where. So as you can see from my round 12, if these guys are not dropped, I'll have one missing player there, one ruck, and one Butters. So I don't need to do anything for round 12 buy players. I think round 13, I'll be missing one player in the midfield, and 2 in the forward line. So I'm actually fine for that round 2, surprisingly. Didn't know that. And round 14, one player in the back line, this is assuming all my rookies play and don't get dropped. No one missing here. Ruck, everyone playing. Rose is playing too. I don't think I've got to do anything in my bias. I could probably hold my trades by looking at that. So whatever you do, maybe have a look at your bias structure, and then go off that and who you're going to bring in. And just the next couple of weeks, you probably just want to bring in, rookies that are playing over the bias, rather than swapping out a primo for a primo or sidewaysing now. The only reason I sideways Luke Ryan was because people got rid of Whitfield, Ridley, and Steele, and I thought it was my week to sort of do it because I wouldn't be losing out this week because everyone else has to do those sort of moves. And people like that don't have an R3 had to trade out Bruce, so I thought it was necessary to get Luke Ryan, considering these guys are actually almost outscoring him most weeks anyway. So, look, if you do have any trade questions in there, do put them through. I'll discuss them. I'm pretty good with that, I guess. Unless you do it like 3 days later, it is hard to sort of check and get a notification and go, I should probably reply to old mate. But I'll do my best. And yeah, look, if I was to bring any players in right now, it'd probably be Adelaide's fixture. Go have a look at that. Just saying. Anyway, hopefully you guys had a good week. Let me know what you guys scored in the comments below. Give this a thumbs up. And look, I actually noticed, I don't normally say this, but a lot of people aren't subbed to my channel that are actually watching my videos. So if you're not subbed and you want a little bit of extra content, do sub if you feel like it. No pressure. All right. Hopefully you guys have a good week, and I'll catch you on the round preview Friday, I reckon. Anyway, peace out.